And I said to our members, your life can change if you really leverage Fastlane. If you come, show up to one event and never do it again, you're not going to be really good for you. But if I tell you, look, you're going to meet all your best friends, but you're just going to have to participate a little more, come to events, travel, invest into it, you're going to make so many good friends and things can happen to it.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Reports. Today, we are here in this studio here in downtown San Diego, and we got another Beers and Deals real estate networking event tonight at the Above Ask Social here in downtown San Diego. For any of you guys that listen, or if you're in the Southern California area, we'd love to have you out. It's San Diego's biggest real estate meetup. We do it every second Wednesday of the month. But I got a very special guest today. I got a serial entrepreneur. He is the founder of Fastlane Drive, an exotic car club. He's got his own SEO marketing business and his own AI music company. I got my man, Clement Connor. Clement, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, man. I'm super excited to dig into your background and your story. You got such a fascinating story. And I think it was our guys, Jeff and Daniel, the Barmarito brothers, who introduced us and connected us. They do a lot of really cool artwork here locally here in San Diego. And we actually have some of their artwork here in the office and studio. But cool, man. It's a pleasure to be connected with you.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yes, they're absolutely amazing. We're going to sell their art. We're going to do partnership with them. So I'm excited to have them more in Fastlane.
Yeah, likewise. I'm a big fan of what they do. And it's funny because before we started recording, we were chatting. I had met a couple of the folks that are in your car club, Enrico, and I'm friends with Preston. And they were talking about your car club, and then you came in, and I was like, yeah, there's another car club out here. Did you know? I'm like, no, it's the same one.
Exactly. Preston is amazing, and, he comes to a lot of events. Enrico actually was maybe number one. So we didn't even create the car club. We went to see Lamborghini, as I told you. We went to see Enrico and say, hey, do you want to be the main sponsor? We just want stickers. And he believed in us, and now, obviously, 6 years later, it's amazing. So he's still part of this journey, still helping us. We put his name in every cars in Monaco. So it's a good relationship between both of us.
Yeah, he's a good dude. And it's funny, we were chatting, and it turns out we know a lot of the same people. So one of our investors, a good friend of mine, he's the manager of the Ferrari dealership here in San Diego, Scott Gorski. Turns out he's a member of your club, and you guys have done a lot of work together. Yeah, small world, man. So why don't you tell me, like, how did this exotic car club come to fruition?
Yeah, so you mentioned I have a marketing agency called Smartboost, and 7 years ago we started the agency, started to work really well. We started like literally in a main cave with my business partner Giovanni. Then a third business partner, his name is Dia, joined, and we grew up organically, never raised $1. And after 2-3 years, we moved to a really nice office in Sorrento Valley. The business blew up at that time. We were signing clients and clients and clients. And we reward ourselves with a new car. It was about close to 6 years ago. The 3 of us went on a drive. 15 of our friends showed up. We drove all morning, had a cool lunch, party all night, reasonably. And the next day, everybody was like, oh my God, we had the best time of our life. Why we don't do that more often? Mm-hmm. So at that time, we were doing marketing for Gara and Lamborghini North America. We came back with the idea of a really exclusive car club, something we can travel together, socialize together, travel the world together, ship our car, take private jet and everything. We had that on paper. They believe in our vision and sponsored us right away. So by our first event, we had over 40 cars. In less than a year, we had 100 members. So we knew obviously how to create a website, how to do marketing. But the word of mouth has always been the number one lead generator for Fastlane. So in a year, we got to 100 members, stayed really exclusive. We didn't want to accept people that are not representing Fastlane, who are not like good human being into Fastlane. And he grew up really fast. And after 5 years, he stayed a local club. We were going to Arizona, we were going to LA, but stay San Diego. And one of our members, Ian, during COVID, moved to Arizona. Was tired that he could not go out. And he was like, can I buy the license? So we loved the idea. He opened that with another gentleman named John. And they have 2 other partners, Jimmy and Thomas. But at that time, they were like, can we open there? They opened it. he worked right away. Was really impressive. The demand was really high. As I was mentioning a little of, they are the tightest group. They meet every weekend. They see each other every day. They talk on WhatsApp every single day. So it's something that is pretty cool. And after the ball rolled over, so we opened Los Angeles, then Vegas, then Miami, then Monaco. Now we have Austin and Dallas that are two newest baby. We're going to probably have Utah in the next couple months. It's going to be a lot actually during winter because we want to get a little out of just the car scene so we can go ski, do snowmobile, go snowboard. And after the next one, probably going to be New York, Dubai, Qatar. So, the goal of the club is like if Gamble Rally, YPO, and Soho House had a baby, that's Fastlane Drive. So when you join one chapter, you can go anywhere in the world. And you can meet really cool entrepreneurs that are minded like you, individual, where you can socialize together, exchange business together, do relationship. The primary focus is more the fun. And we believe that when you have fun, business can come. The main focus is not business. It's really to have a good time with other friends, drive together, socialize together, travel together. We did the opening of Monaco 10 days ago. We had 50 cars for the opening. We had 32 American who came from US, from different chapters.
Wow.
So imagine the memories that you had with those people driving around Monaco, around France, with like hypercar and supercars. We had Bugattis, we had Carrera GTs. So it's really a next level memories that you're going to have with all your friends. So that's really the main idea of who we are.
I love that, man. And just hearing you talk about it and, before we started recording and right now, and also, testament to the folks that I know in your group, they are all very forward thinking individuals, growth mindset, and really the people that I want to be around in order to continue to grow my network. I'm ready to sign up. So I was telling you before, I'm like, hey, let's rock and roll, man.
And that's really interesting because can you imagine the chance, I will never say I'm a self-made because I'm made with other people, but I grew up a lot on myself. I don't come from money or whatever, but all my best friends now are successful people. So I'm probably the person who is not the smartest in the room, but I learned so much from those people. I have members who have like crazy yacht, crazy jets and everything. And those people want to be treated normally. We had an interview with a really big celebrities yesterday. I told you, the guy just wants to be friends with normal people. He doesn't want to be seen as an actor or celebrities. Billionaires don't want to be seen as billionaires. They want to have regular friends. And the fact what we have with Fastlane doing an interview, doing a process where it's a little harder to get in, there's no distinction of money, sex, religion. Everybody is best friend. So my network is really amazing because they are all my pretty much best friend and family. And we just are there together to have fun.
Mm-hmm. So what's the requirement? What are the three major requirements to get into this car club of yours?
So number one is being a good human being. That's really important. So we don't want people who are like not misrepresenting themselves. It's like we're really careful. So know how to talk, how to act. Like it's really important. Number two is be respectful to women. 25 of our members are women, so it's really, really important to that they will be respectful.
25% of all your members are women?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we are the biggest car club of women in the world. And, women are misrepresented into the car world today when you know that 50% of viewers of Formula One today are women. So, they love to come, be with best friend. We do event only for women. We do event, that they can display their business, they can display their life. We realize that sometimes it can be a little harder for women after 40, 50, 60 to make new friends, and there is no distinction. So number two, be respectful to women. That is something really important. And number three, people who give back. It's like we raised over $2 million since we created Fastlane. We're going to go see kids with cancer. We're going to go to hospital. We're going to go to see foster kids. We're going to sometimes give time, go clean beach and things like that. It's really important that people who join are willing to give back. And number four, obviously, the car. You need to have a good car. It's really important. But the car is really not the main aspect. It's like we open it to certain type of cars that we will not have accept when it's a good person. So I was mentioning you before, for example, we have a woman. She has I would say basic Porsche, but it's still really good. Not everybody can afford that. She has a Carrera S, okay, but it's like not a GT3 RS. And she's such a good member. So, she bought a car to join Fastlane. She got so scared during the interview. Obviously, you cannot say no. So we have a board of committee of 7 people who decide who can join or not. And she's the best member. She comes to every event. And we have stories. A member, her name is Lemur. For example, she joined with her M8. It's a great BMW, but it's not an exotic. And we were like, okay, let's see. You know what? We need to accept her. She's amazing. We joined her. She came to more Fastlane events than me this year. So she went to Monaco. She went 2 times to Miami, 2 times to Arizona, 1 time to Vegas, 3 times to LA, 1 time to San Diego. And obviously, after 2 events, she bought a Ferrari. She was like, I felt that I had a small one for the first time in my life. So she needed to get a better car.
Yeah, I love that. So, you guys have, a chapter in Miami and in Scottsdale. I love Miami. I have a luxury property out in Scottsdale. So, let's say that I was to go out to Miami to one of your events. Tell me what goes on at an event in Miami.
So Miami, you cannot drive in Miami. That's the reality. The roads are actually good quality roads, but there is no good roads. It's not like if you're doing in Arizona, Vegas, San Diego, LA, you have amazing roads, So we never speed. We drive together. We are kind of a wolf pack. When we want to speed, we're doing racetrack. So in Miami, it's a little different. We're going to meet in the morning, do a 2-3 hour drive. Sometimes we're going to do a police escort to go to a racetrack. We're going to do like more yacht party. We can go do activities like a cool house party. We can do like a cool restaurant. We're trying to do things who are a little more exclusive. But that's really the main idea. When we're going to do, for example, San Diego, Arizona is going to be more driving oriented, but always with a cool after party. So we can do Somme, Malibu. We can do Nobu, Malibu. We can do a yacht party. We can do racetrack. Sometimes we can just do a small lunch or a winery where members cannot drink and drive. That I mentioned, it's really important. It's security first, but we're doing things. So for the co-pilot, so we're really trying to offer activities that are a little different for everybody.
Yeah. So you mentioned a police escort. You guys actually have the police come out and escort you guys to a racetrack?
Yeah. So you have 2 sides, and the police are doing a lot. So we raised money last year for an officer that got in an accident on the freeway with someone who had a DUI, and it was actually a hit and run. So they never find the I think they found actually the person, but it was a hit and run. So we're trying to be on the good side of the police. We're not speeding on the freeway. We're not speeding on the road. We're really trying to respect. If a member is passing the speed limit, have 1 warning, 2 warning is out for a couple months, 3 warning is out of the club.
Really?
And so we're
who
really
monitors
careful.
the speed?
We don't really monitor the speed, but we see, it's like if we see someone at 130 miles per hour on the freeway passing double yellows, this person going to be in trouble with us. However, we go a lot to the racetrack. We were in LA on the racetrack. We did Apex in Arizona. Go there when you are there. It's the best racetrack.
I'll check it out.
They just rebuilt it.
Phoenix?
Yeah, it's in Phoenix. We have a partnership with them. We go there really often. It's actually really amazing, and we have couple members who have actually real racing cars.
Mm-hmm.
And so to go back to the point, so we do police escort. We're trying to also educate our members about be respectful on the road. Trying to give back to the police. It can be time, can be money, it can be things that can help them. We are definitely we have not enough police in US and not enough spotlight. So we really want to help them as much as we can. And it's no side of like police, no police. I'm talking about highway patrol and police for the road. It's a really hard job, and we're really trying to help them.
So here in San Diego, for example, give me an example of what a drive would look like, and then what would a typical after party look like?
So usually we start at the Vault. It's our HQ. We call it. It's
is that a gym out here?
No, it's a car storage, luxury car storage. It's been our partner for years. They have a really beautiful spot. You will see when you come, but it's like they have hundreds of exotic car, Carrera GT 918. It's like you arrive there, you're like, oh my God, this is really impressive. So we start from there. We do a 1 hour breakfast where people have time to eat, socialize, have fun. We have the time during that time to put a sticker on the car, like to do a speech about security, the display of the day. After, we're going to do a 2-3 hour drive. So we can drive to Palomar Mountain. We can drive to East Lake. We can drive to a little further, in like driving close to Palm Springs and things like that.
How many cars deep when you guys are rolling through San Diego?
Usually it's 50, but the record is 120. That time we had police escort, we had helicopter escort, we had to do
Helicopter
like,
here in San Diego? Wow.
it was really impressive, but that was almost overwhelming for me in terms of stress, because if something wrong happened, like you are not happy that day. So we can say it was during our Christmas, but usually it's about 50 cars. But I think it's really good. We're trying to not pass 50 cars. So when we are like at that time, for example, in LA next week, we kind of shut down the invitation, and it's like, we're trying to not pass on it. So we're gonna do a 2-3 hour drive, and after we're gonna come back and do either we can go to like a really nice restaurant, a really nice rooftop. We can go to a member house. We were mentioning, for example, Josh, that is living next to you right there and owns the 2 buildings.
Yeah.
Has a really cool house in Coronado, so we do after party there. We're gonna do a yacht party on a 125 feet yacht in August to one of our members. We did the same in Miami 2 weeks ago. One of our members lives between Miami and LA, so he welcomed all our members, so that was pretty cool. Sometimes we're going to do like a restaurant. Sometimes we're going to go do go-karting, racetrack. So we're trying to really change activity every time. For example, this weekend in LA, Friday, we do catch. So it's pretty cool to have like 100 people at catch. 50 cars is about 100 people. And after Saturday, we're going to drive to Angel Creeks. We're going to have a lunch in a really exclusive place. And after we rented a really big property in Bel Air. The rent is $150,000 a month, so you can imagine. But things happen. So one of my best friends opened a restaurant in Los Angeles. So we had a French chef for Saturday, 5-course menu. And a week ago, he calls me and says, Clem, I have a big issue. We have a guy's leak right now, so I don't think I can do the event. We were like, I'm sure you can fix it. We were not really worried. And he called us on Sunday and said, my restaurant blow up, literally blow up. Everything exploded. So we have to find another thing. So, it's good. It's fun also on the side, but things happen constantly with a club that members will never know and will never see. So we had to find a restaurant for 100 people in last minute. Obviously, people prepaid. So we cannot say, hey, now it's not that price, but it's that price. That's really interesting. So the back-end story are complicated. Our friend is really nice and obviously helped us to find a new venue and everything. But that is things that can happen, unfortunately, in the club. And event planning it's hard. So after this event, I had, I think, 12 fast lane in 10 weeks. So I'm doing a 3-week breaks. Now I'm going back to France, this time on vacation, not to work. And I'm going to put my phone in the glove box and not touch it.
That's cool, man. Well, I'd be happy to host you guys, assuming I join. I got a brand new penthouse that I just moved into here in the new Simone building, which is now the tallest building in Italy. But I got the penthouse unit, southwest corner, overlooking basically 270-degree views of the bay and Coronado and all that. But I'd be happy to host an event there for your group, and looking forward to meeting everyone.
Yeah, I love it. And the issue that you're going to have is to find parking space, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
So we can rent probably the one above the building or something,
Yeah, we could figure something out, but that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey guys, real quick, the only way this podcast grows is if you guys share it and review the show. So if you do find value, if you could take 2 seconds and drop a 5-star on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it would mean the world to me. But more importantly, it will help us reach new audiences and help more people build wealth through real estate investing. You mentioned a lot of these folks will come with a passenger. So 50 cars might be 100 people.
Correct.
People typically bring their wives, their girlfriends, or husbands and boyfriends?
Yeah, so it's a family club. It's really important for us. We don't want to the wives are always welcome, and we push them to bring the wives. Also, when we started the club, the 2 biggest excuse to not come was, let me ask my wife, let me find a babysitter to my kids. So also integrating the wives, it's a little easier. They also love it. Usually they ask to come more than the husband. Sometimes they don't want to drive, so we can meet them at lunch, at dinner, at the after party. But this is really a family club. If you want to bring your kids and they are over 21, they can. It's more an issue of liability. It's 18 in Europe. So we have a member, for example, he always have his kids driving. He doesn't come to the after party. He's 21. And we want that, we want to be a family club where you can have a good time. As I was mentioning, the demography is between 21 to 75. Our oldest member is a woman. She's 75, drive a F8 as a daily driver.
Wow.
And, it's really impressive and amazing to see that. My dad is 70, comes to every drive. In Monaco, he comes to US. They love it. So it's no distinction. We're really trying to be open to as many people as possible.
So speaking of driving, Alex and I were thinking, let's offer him the garage spot because this guy's probably coming with a really nice car. And she said you rolled up in a big truck.
Yeah.
And then talking before the podcast, you mentioned that you and I have the same car, Audi R8. You just picked up the 2023. They're going to be discontinuing them here shortly. But what other cars do you personally drive?
So daily driver is a Raptor. I need something undercover. Nobody know. Also, I have a wakeboarding boat. So it's my biggest passion. I could drive a Prius. I will keep my wakeboarding boats. It's really important. It will be hard to pull it, but still it's really important because it's my time off, going on the water and try to relax a little. I also have a Turbo S. I had it's my fourth one.
That's a Porsche?
Yeah, it's how I started Fastlane. It's a 2022 Turbo S. He has an exhaust from Gentani. It's made by my partner and the owner of Fastlane Arizona. Las did it over there. It's really nice. He tuned it. It's really incredible. That's pretty much a car that I will always have. And I recommend if you have the money and you don't know what to get, I think for $250,000, you have nothing better. It's a faster car in the club, the most reliable. You have 4 seats, you have luggage space, you have a good sound system, you have a good technology. Something important when you drive, with your R8, you have the GPS in front of you. But when you do a drive and we're doing the roads, this is really, really helpful to have that. So I think that is a car that I will always have. So congratulations on Porsche because that for me is a masterpiece every generation. I have the Ferrari F12. So this one, got it from Scott. It's my...
Shout out to Scott Gorski.
Exactly. It's a really interesting story. So my first Ferrari, I got it also from Ferrari, but I found the car, they financed the car, and it's how we started to build the relationship was a 488. I regret selling that car, but it was at the peak of COVID. I made $120,000 on that car. So it's paying for all my car for the next 3 years. So it's really interesting. And right before 2020, he had a beautiful F12, triple yellow. I say I will never buy yellow. And that guy was sitting and was calling my name, when you have this thing. So I love that car. It's a car I don't drive a lot. It's kind of my precious, I will say. And I drive my car. It's not for the object. So I like driving. For me, it's really important. So a car needs to be driven, needs to be taken care of. Like it's really important, being sitting in the garage. But this one, it's a little different. I'm taking it to LA this weekend, and it's a car that is really hard to drive. So it's the most expensive Ferrari to insure. It's a car that you realize that anything can happen at any time. It has almost no traction control. It's a V12. It's really raw. So I love that car, but it's a little different.
This is the F12?
The F12.
How much did you pay for the Ferrari F12?
I paid $265 with 200 miles. The car's probably valuing $320 today, went up crazy in value. It's a 2017, so last year, fully loaded in option, triple yellow, so it's really rare. And the R8, as you mentioned, so last generation. Love that car. I really wanted a new car. And it's a car that also Dia is using. So my business partner. So we wanted a car that is discreet. We didn't want being as owner of all our startup to be seen as people who using people money or whatever. So we wanted something discreet where people in the street don't say anything. And, it's if you drive sometime a luxury car, it can have a bad image, and we don't want that. We really want to be seen as good people. So I think the Audi, this Tony Stark look is a little more undercover. However, I was driving 2 days ago in the street in PB and someone said, "Hey, douchebag, nice car." So, you can have an Audi and still things happen. And and as you're mentioning, the Raptor is discreet every day. People are scared on the road. It's a V6, doesn't use a lot of gas, and it's good. And I have a 296 coming, so hopefully soon. Scott, if you're listening, please, I need to have the first one in California.
Okay.
You promised it, so
which one
good.
is it?
The 296 GTS.
Gotcha.
So this one is...
is that all new body style?
It's a new body style. It's a V6 hybrid, so it's going to be absolutely incredible. We had 4 in Fastlane Monaco. We had almost 70% Ferrari over there was incredible. You see that the Ferrari brand in Europe is way bigger than in US. We had almost no McLaren, and I talked to McLaren corporate yesterday because we needed to find a car for that famous actor that just joined. So we found him a car from McLaren, and they say, yeah, the sale in McLaren in Europe are struggling compared to US, where it's like the brand recognition of McLaren is absolutely insane here.
I can imagine. It's funny you say Ferrari F10 or F12 is discreet. I feel like just me driving around the Audi R8, I get like people like taking their phones out all the time, video. Like I was working out at Mission Beach Fit last week, and I come out to my car after my workout, and there's like 4 people around my car taking photos, and then they're asking me to rev it, and I pull out, and there's more people taking photos. So I can imagine you guys driving around all these exotic cars. That's got to be a completely another level.
It's insane. Sometimes you feel like in a movie, especially Monaco was unreal, because doing that in US, you get used to it. So the first time I've been to Miami was with Fastlane. So imagine we had all Miami with police escort only for us. So it for me was unreal. The first time I went to Monaco with Fastlane, so I'm driving around the F1 circuit with all my members driving in France. And I was like, and driving in France is way more technical. So you actually cannot drive fast. We realized that you have to respect the road, because if you don't respect the road is killing you. So we were really, really strict with a member on this one. So that's unreal. I never been to Washington, D.C. We're going to open Fastlane. I never been to Austin. We're going to open Fastlane in 3 weeks. So it's just incredible to go to all the cities. And right away, you becoming like part of this city and part of this journey right away. So to go back to the Ferrari, I have a couple cool stories. Like, for example, last time I was driving the F12, and older lady come to see me, and it was like, it's so amazing to see young people driving a Ferrari. So, it's like usually if you're nice to people and you don't drive like crazy on the street, they're really nice to you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I've never had anyone, at least when I'm driving around, everyone's been super nice and friendly, and I'm always super nice to everyone around me as well. What is the nicest car in your car club? Or most expensive car in your car club?
We have a few Bugattis, a few Paganis, a few 918 Carrera GT. We have a guy in Monaco. He owns 125 cars. He has 4 Bugattis. He just took his Chiron Sport. Unfortunately, he didn't come on Friday because it was raining. So he was like, Clem, I'm sorry, I cannot put $6 million on the road. It's too much risk. But that guy owns a car that is a one-on-one. Is La Ferrari from Jamiroquai, the singer JK, made for him. It's a one-on-one with a green color. He bought it from JK with 800 miles. And now the car in 1 year has 5,000 miles extra. So this guy is driving his cars. But we have another guy in Vegas. He's a founder of Copart. You probably know that company, $30 billion company. He has everything. When I say everything you can dream of, 918, Carrera GT, P1, La Ferrari. He has a Bugatti. He has a Koenigsegg, all in carbon. You go to his stable, he's incredible. Last time he took his 918 on the Vegas drive. But the guy is normal. Like you will never imagine if you see him in the street. And it's what I love about Fastlane. Nobody has to display like wealth, because regardless, the wealthiest sometimes shows the less, the least. Sorry. So it's really incredible.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And sometimes it's going to be cars, but what's the nicest plane in Fastlane? What's the nicest boat in Fastlane?
So what is the nicest plane or private jet in your car club?
So one of my really closest friends in Fastlane, and we met. It's really interesting how we met. We didn't met from Fastlane. We became friends also because of Fastlane. But he has like a couple of them. He has a Bombardier that is absolutely incredible. He's 3 years old. So we have a couple of them. But I will say he's really incredible. He's all white. I will show you the picture after. Like all white interior. Is brand new. So I would say that's a nicest one.
Okay. Yeah, to date, I think I've only had one podcast guest thus far who has his own private jet, and that was Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
But what about the nicest yacht in your car club?
We have a few. That's really hard. The guy in San Diego is 125 feet, but he's building a new one. We have another one. His name is Mark. He has a brand new Princess. And he invited all the members 2 weeks ago. The yacht is 6 months old. We have another one who has like a few in Europe. So the yachts are competing. So I'm happy with my wakeboarding boat. I have a Nautic. It's the best for me. I don't have to no more. But one day that's really for me what's make it. really funny story about the jet of Grand Cordillon you were mentioning. So I was in Nice a couple of weeks ago for the opening of Monaco, and his jet was there. This guy is a marketing genius. He has his name on the jet. 3 days later, I have a dinner with one of my friends who is a pilot for Air France, and tells me, "Oh, did you know whose jet is in?" And I say, "Yep, you don't have to tell me." And I told him the name, and he was like, "That's the best marketing ever."
It is.
A jet can be a really good advertising assets for you.
Oh, 100%. And even his call sign is November 365 GC.
Yeah.
Or 365 days a year GC, but it is great marketing.
Yeah, and my friend is we cannot probably put that on YouTube, but it's SEX. So it's a really great plate. Also, it's from Mexico, so it's really, really interesting.
Yeah. All the Mexican registration numbers are XA, and then the rest of it, and then all the ones here in the U.S. start with the N, November. But that's cool, man. So let's talk a little bit about your other businesses. So you got a SEO marketing company. Tell me a little bit about that and what you guys do.
Of course. So we started that 2014 with Giovanni, as I was mentioning. Dia joined it. And we do local SEO. We do like Botox Center. We do like a lot of local. We do tech. So for example, Soundful is one of our clients, my AI software. Clients. We do the marketing and we create. We also create website, apps, software. So we really diverse. It's been really successful. It's been a really interesting journey because before 2020, our business was absolutely amazing. We were signing clients right and left. Ferrari San Diego was our client. O'Gara was our client. That's how I became really close to Scott. We were giving leads right and left. What happened in 2020, everything shut down. So we kind of cut a little the momentum. And 2021 and 22, nobody needed the marketing. Everybody was making so much money that actually agencies were a little different. A lot of people became outsourcing. Now we're rebuilding the momentum. I think it's people need more marketing. So it's really interesting how it's everything is really back on track to that business. So Enrico is my client. For example, we have SD Botox as client. So a lot of local brands are good. And we have also international brands. So Lamborghini, Ferrari. So, a little of everything. So that was really good. And 2018, someone arrived to us with a really small AI software to generate music. And we told him, if you can do something good in 6 months, we're going to help you and curate you, pretty much help you to grow. And we onboard him, we finished the software, we realized that we had something absolutely amazing in our hands. And we finished the software. So pretty much we are a chat GPT for music. So you go into our software, it's called soundful.com, and you can create any music in 3 seconds. And right now we are one of the leaders. We have a lot of users. I cannot display the number, but it's really impressive. If you go to Google and you do AI music, we are number 2 or 3, depending where you are. Right after Forbes. Forbes recommended the top 3 music AI software in the planet. So we pretty much created that and put it to where we are today. We have really big investor in the name. And what is really amazing on the 3 side is our 3 business are really connected. So the marketing is really good for Fastlane, is really good for Soundful, but we also help to finish the software. We developed everything. But Fastlane helped to raise money. So when we wanted to raise money for Soundful, we were scared to raise money. It's really scary to do a seed round. We raised money in 2 weeks. We went to our network, and our network was like, okay, let's do it, Our first investor was actually Josh. Second investor was a friend called Max. And, he's like, we had this snowball effect after everybody in Fastlane was calling us to invest money. So actually, we didn't have an open Series A now because we don't need cash. The business started to make money. And now we did a bridge during that a little hard period. And the business is still growing, and people in Fastlane really helped us. So everything is connected. And in the other side, we use Soundful to make the music for our YouTube video. So, it's really incredible how you can see how 3 business can be connected.
If you are a busy professional and don't have time to invest in real estate, but still want to participate in the passive income and tax benefits, my team, Summers Capital, is buying a lot of boutique hotels right now. We source the deals, we renovate the properties, and we even do all the day-to-day management, making it truly hands-off for our investors. If you want to learn more to see if we can help you, go to summerscapital.com/invest to book a call with our team. Again, that's summerscapital.com/invest. Now back to the show. Yeah, I think if you're going to have multiple businesses, it's very important for them to all kind of wrap around. Like, for example, on our end, one of the companies, we raise private capital to buy commercial real estate, and we provide our investors with passive income and tax benefits. And then for the folks that want to be more active, they don't want to be passive, we have a boutique hotel mastermind to where we help them buy and operate, renovate boutique hotels. And then the third arm is our management arm. So we use that to, self-manage all of our own stuff, boutique hotels, STRs, and we're in 9 markets around the country. That one gives us more control, but then number two, we also will manage for third-party owners as well. So anyone in our mastermind that wants to use our services, we can do that as well, and it all kind of wraps around. So I love that you guys kind of wrap around as well, but it also goes to the testament of the power of your network. You got a huge network of folks that know, like, and trust you, and you have an opportunity for them to give them a return on their money, and the money just comes in like that. And I think that's the beauty of, a lot of the things that we do.
Yeah. And I said to our members, your life can change if you really leverage Fastlane. If you show up to one event and never do it again, you're not going to be really good for you. But if I tell you, look, you're going to meet all your best friends, but you're just going to have to participate a little more, come to events, travel, invest into it, you're going to make so many good friends and things can happen to it. So it's really interesting how you mentioned that, because really my network today is my wealth. And I have a gift since I'm pretty young, is always been connecting people. When I was 16 years old and I was living in Paris, I was doing party at my dad's house and connecting different group in Paris. I moved here, always doing the same thing. And my goal is always been connecting people, and not for money. For example, I give leads all the time to Ferrari or Lamborghini. I don't ask to be paid. No recognition. It's just I'm happy because it's a connector. You help people from one way, I'm sure they will help you in another way. So it's what is Fastlane about, really helping each other. We have group chat. We have an app called Fastlane Drive. And if you need a lawyer, we have one. If you need a real estate guy, we're probably going to have one. If you want a mortgage guy, we're going to have another one. So it's really interesting how this whole network is connected between one and the other, and how you can help to grow yourself.
I love that. How do you guys primarily communicate with each other?
WhatsApp. I want to move from that. So the app is good, but it's more like a profile thing. It's a little LinkedIn. We're trying to integrate the chat and little better function, because every group is different WhatsApp. So the point, if you go to Miami, we will put you in the group of Miami, but you will be there forever. So sometimes you're going to see conversation, you say, oh, I don't want to see. So we're moving that. I'm reinvesting to bring my app right now. But app is really a wall that can continue, that you need to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow.
Continued maintenance, right?
Yeah, it's really hard. So we're investing a lot to grow it. But really, I think in 1 or 2 years is going to be where I want to be, and remove that from WhatsApp to the app. But we want to be sure that the member use the app. So it's finding the right balance between WhatsApp and the rest. The problem also on WhatsApp, if you communicate too much, people mute you and you lose the purpose. So I think Instagram is good. You need still to communicate on social media. We build a really good CRM system for lead generation. That is really important, I'm sure, for your business. So also the marketing really teach me how to take care of the lead, take care of my members, nurture my members, be sure they're happy, be sure they understand. We do survey at the end of each event, if they like the drive, if they had an issue. For example, Monaco was amazing, but it could have been a disaster. It started to rain on Friday morning, and really big rain. So it's really interesting how you need to always split them, because small details can bring really big issue. If a car broke down on the freeway, what do? Do you all stop? Who stop? So this all sort of communication needs to.
What do you guys do in that event? If you got 50 cars and someone breaks down or runs out of gas, what do you do?
A run out of gas is his problem. I'm honest with him. Is and jogger party almost happened to me in Monaco. So I had 0 miles and no gas station. So I drove back I lost all the group, 100% my fault. I'm the founder, I'm the owner, and I forgot to put gas. So I would have deserved to be left alone. A second one, the car caught on fire. So everybody stopped at that point. We will be sure that the car was taken care of, be put on the side, that person was safe. By chance, was at the beginning of the rally. So he went as a co-pilot of someone else. His girlfriend was a co-pilot of someone else. And actually, someone was nice enough to let him drive during that aspect. A second car had an issue for an hour. At that time, it's like either a press car stop, we have a security car stop. We want to be sure if the person is safe. After, if you have service, you are not by yourself and everything, it happened. It happened to my Raptor a couple of weeks ago. We were doing a drive with a place called Angel Creeks in Los Angeles. No service, nothing. My cooling system broke down completely.
Wow.
So the guy who was driving it was like, "What do I do?" And he was like, "Leave, enjoy the day." So we all left. By chance, it was downhill, and the car had just enough to go back to the gas station. We fill it up, and it was a leak, so it can happen. But yeah, we trying to stay connected and stay together. That's why also I'm trying to avoid to have too many classics.
Mm.
Classics are beautiful. I love classic cars. I dream to buy a 1969 Mustang. You know, Eleanor, it's beautiful. But the issue that you have, it's breaking down a lot. So it's kind of messing up the whole day of everybody.
You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Exactly.
That's not just business, but it's car clubs too, right?
Yeah. And that's a really good point. So we are a wolf pack. So if we always have the first one who open the road, and we have kind of the last one who is closing the road and be sure everybody is okay on the road. So we have a map, we follow each other on the map, we be sure we're waiting. We have radios, so if someone is lot us as an issue, we're gonna come rescue. So that link is really important.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. So take me back a little bit. So I know you're from France.
Yeah.
How did you come out to the States, and what were you doing early on?
So I moved here when I was 21. I went to high school in France. School was not really for me as a kid, really struggling with school. Moved here, went to university to learn English for 6 months. I realized that the American system is way better for me, not for everybody, but for me. It was easier to learn. You can text the teacher, you can talk to the teacher, you can go see the teacher. It's the whole aspect was really good for me. So I went to school here, finally decided to continue. I'm a big sports person. My life is all about health. And I realized that US is a lot like that. So, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take drugs. I'm like really healthy. I had a 45-minute speech to my dad driving here to tell him that he needs to do at least 1 hour of sport every day because he cannot sleep and everything. So my life is really oriented on that. Was a big aficionado of water skiing, wakeboarding, and everything. And I could do that in my university. So I realized that US was made for me. So I saw that. I saw the vision. Still struggling a little with my past demon of couple things, but opened my first business after college, was a printing business. I did that for 3 years. You realize at that time how important it is to have a good business partner. I had a few. At that time was pretty terrible. Really struggled. Started to do Uber driver, catering, started to work for a company called Snake Oil in San Diego. You probably know them. They do like catering and stuff like that. Was doing a lot of small jobs. Was surviving, you actually, you can survive doing those jobs. The catering is paid, at that time was paid $150 to $200 a night. So if you were doing 5 a week, you were fine, So I was doing that a lot to survive. And then I met my business partner, Giovanni, and we created Smartboost. We changed the name. Before it was called CNG Digital Marketing, Clement and Giovanni. We changed when Dia was more inborn and everything, and we wanted to name that as more eco. And right away it clicked. So we signed 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients, 4 clients, and you roll over. And we never raised the money on that business, and we're really proud of that. So now the business are more separated. Dia is the CEO of Soundful. Giovanni is the CEO of Smartboost. I'm the CEO of Fastlane. I don't sleep a lot. I travel a lot. So, I have enough to do there. We're trying to help each other as much as we can. I give leads to Smartboost. I'm trying to take care of my past clients. I'm trying to show up support as much as I can. But today, my mission and my journey is Fastlane. I dream Fastlane. I love Fastlane. I think with a Formula One driver, I have the best job in the world. I'm traveling to Monaco, Vegas, LA to just meet cool people, hang out with them, have cool lunch, cool dinner, drive Ferraris, Lamborghini, and Porsche in like exotic place, take plane right and left. Sometimes we're gonna get paid by private jet company just to display the name of the private jet company. So, it's really a dream job. So this is my journey. We will become the biggest car club in the world. We're going to move a little from cars, as I was mentioning at the beginning. So we want to do more activity. Like, for example, we can go to Cabo together. We can go to ski together. So the car is really the connector, but it's not something that I want to automatically be for life. It can be a yacht party. It can be go wakeboarding. 2 weeks ago, if you like wakeboarding and surfing, we had a day with Nautic and M2O with a local dealer. We went to a lake. We made the lake private. We arrived with 30 per cars. We did a wakeboarding day and we left. It was just incredible. So we're trying to do things that are a little also outside the box. So we're on the right path. This is my mission. This is my vision. This is my journey. But what is really important today is two things in Fastlane: good members and good chapter owners. So I'm not selling the license to bad owners. They have to be successful. They need to have a business. They need to love cars. They need to love people. They need to understand a little event planning and goes on. So, for example, the guy who opened Austin recently is owner of a leadership program called LA. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I have not.
It's called Ascension Leadership Academy. And the guy is pretty much doing coaching for leadership. I did that a year ago, changed my life. I was a little lost, a little depressed a year ago. And he helped you to become overcoming your fears, your problem, your struggles, your rackets, your past trauma. So it's a 4-5 months program, and he helps you to become a way better person. So that guy is perfect for Fastlane because he knows how to enroll people to join his group. He knows how to organize events with like 100 of people. So that's a really perfect example. That's really my two most important in terms of people. And after it's good quality event. If you do events that are bad, people will not come back, obviously.
Yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on, man, and sharing your story. I can tell just, through the passion that you have and just, communicating with you. I mean, I can tell that, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when you guys are going to become the largest car club in the world. So excited for it, and I'm excited to hopefully be a part of it soon.
Yeah, you should come on the drive Saturday.
This Saturday?
Okay. It's Los Angeles, but it's going to be exciting. Otherwise, it's August 19 in San Diego.
That's the next
party.
One. Okay. Cool, man. I appreciate you. I'm a big fan and looking forward to it, man.
No, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, likewise. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.